Do you own your shit? Do you take full responsibility of all the negative parts and behaviors that you constantly do day after day in your relationship? Whether you do or whether you don't, I am going to tell you today what is Own Your Shit and how it will change your life. Hi, my name is Dr. Assael Romanelli and this is The Potential State, and today we're in Own Your Shit 35. What is Own Your Shit and how will it change your life? So Own Your Shit is composed of two words, ownership with a P and shit, S-H exclamation mark T. And basically what that means, it's taking full responsibility of all my different self states, all the different parts of me, and the shadow, and behaviors that I usually deny or minimize. My greed, my aggression, my ridiculing, my belittling, my normal marital sadism, my fears, my childish part, my vulnerable part, my erotic side, all these different parts that I usually deny or minimize. When I bring them to the front, when I take full responsibility, when I own them, first to myself and then to my partner, that is Own Your Shit. And why do we need that? Because in the process of human change, there are three stages to change, to behavioral change, if you want to do that. The first stage is awareness, being aware of that. The second is ownership, or own your shit in our case. Not only saying, yes, I have this annoying behavior that I belittle my partner, but it's saying full ownership. Why do I do that? And I do it, and owning it, and realizing what's my secondary gain from it, and not blaming anybody else, but saying that is mine. And that leads us to the third stage, which is choice. But you cannot choose to change your behavior until you completely own it. What do you risk? Why don't people own their shit more? Because you're opening yourself up to risk. You're admitting, you're confessing, you're sharing, you're exposing different parts of yourself that are not right, that are not benevolent, that are not holy, that are not saintly. That creates more ruptures, more conflict, more heat in your intimate and professional relationships. But what do you gain? You gain freedom to express the different parts of yourself. Refer back to the Love is Freedom episode. You will feel more loved. Refer back to the Show Your Shadows so you can feel loved. You feel more visceral because you're minimizing your blind spots. The second I'm owning it, I'm blocking an exit to myself. I'm taking more ownership so I can grow. So these blind spots or these growth points I don't usually access because I deny or minimize, I suddenly can access them and I can see all the resources because there's tons of resources within the shadow. Within our shit, there's tons of resources. And when I confess it, when I share this to my partner, I'm forcing them to also own their shit. I'm showing them my cards, I'm blocking my exits, that way they can help me grow and develop a more rich and wide repertoire. And I'm modeling that all parts are welcome, and that I can express them and they can express them, and slowly I'm accessing my full emotional palette. Refer back to the feelings episode. So Own Your Shit allows me first for myself to feel and to be and to love, and in the relationship to go deeper and more differentiated. And I want to share with you two little examples, one from my personal life, one from the professional life. So my personal life, me and Galit, my wife, have been working on this idea of Own Your Shit and trying to help each other own their shit. And just the other day, because of Corona, there's a lot of tension. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. And there was one evening where I kept mismatching her and jabbing her, and kind of, going into conflicts with her in front of the kids. And she kept saying, "Why are you doing this?" I kept saying, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about." Till a certain point, thank God, I was able to own it and say, "You're right. I'm mismatching you. I'm just jabbing at you because I'm feeling anxious and I'm taking it out on you." And the second I said that, we could finally open up and move on with the conversation. And we could finally connect again, and the kids heard that and they saw that their father's owning their shit, so that's also encouraging them to own their shit. And another example from the clinic, this couple I was working with, he kept telling his wife, "Why do you insist on having the baby sleep with us?" The infant was already a year and a half. She's still sleeping in the bed with them. So she kept saying, it's breastfeeding, but after a while she said, "You know what, because I'm not ready for full intimacy yet." And the second she could own that, he wasn't, by the way, surprised, he knew that. And then he could say, "Well, the truth is I'm not really looking to be a full partner in the parenting right now. I'm happy for you to hold the main part of it, and I'm just going to be peripheral." So you can see that when Own Your Shit breeds more Own Your Shit. And when it happens between partners, it enables the kids and the friends and the whole system to raise differentiation, to be more honest, to go into one-dimensional caveman consequences conversation. So how do you do that? First of all, you share this episode with your partner. And then you have two ways of doing this. You can be proactive in owning your shit by making a list of all the little things and behaviors you do to your partner that you usually deny, admit, or minimize, or just don't talk about. It can be small things like keeping the seat too to forward in the car so they bump their head when they go in the car, not to clean, pretend like you didn't hear them when they call you, leave your shoes outside, or you don't do the things you know your partner wants to do. And then choose one or two and just share them quietly, holding on to yourself, help your partner hold on to themselves, and just start sharing them. Start admitting all these little behaviors that you do. The other route is assume that your partner can see some shit that you cannot see, because they can mind map you better than you can mind map yourself because of your subjectiveness, because of your own blind spots. So when your partner does give you that constructive feedback or even criticism, let that land for a second. See if that's true, and if it is, own it. So you're right. Part of owning it is not blaming the other. When you're saying, yeah, I did this because of you, that's not owning it. Owning is saying that's mine. You're not blaming your partner or society or the world. That is yours, and you are doing it because of 1, 2, or 3. That is owning it. And over time, if you dare to own your shit, you will feel internally a sense of vitality and freedom. Your relationships, you will attract to your life people that are more authentic and honest and real. You will be having real moments. And from that point, once you take full responsibility over your shadow, that is when you can change. That is when you can grow. That is when you can take the relationship to the next level. So own your shit and grow. My name is Dr. Assael Romanelli, and this was The Potential State. I'll see you next time.